Peace, love, and harmony, family. I am Infinite Life, here to share the truth unapologetically. And what are we doing right now? Raising those frequencies. And what else? Raising those vibrations. Take that, take that. Take that good ass energy I'm sending and sprinkling on you right now. You better catch it. And what are we going to do? Breathe in this good ass prana that is conscious with all. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Free to be. Beautiful. Infinitely. One more time. Deep down from the base of the spine. And light up those chakras like a rainbow in the sky. Let's go. Make it deep. Make it beautiful. Let's go. That was a good one. Feels so good to be alive and living with praises and thanksgiving. Can I get a hello? And a oh yeah? And a woohoo there? Hello! Oh yeah! Woohoo! That's how good and grateful I am to be alive in this avatar. Now, today I want to talk to you guys about the difference between effective and infective communication. And what brought about this topic or this message. I had two experiences yesterday where I was using effective communication and I was being bombarded with infective communication and had to use effective communication to knock off the infective communication. And what does effective communication look like? Effective communication is when you're using positive words, a positive mindset to any situation or any circumstance, and or you're relaying a perspective to someone to be more aware of the circle or or what it is happening in front of them, because they're not aware of the possibilities that are right around the corner. No? And I had to use effective communication to get through to a young man who just purchased a piece of land off grid and was about to get some people involved to cut the land for him. And I had to tell him, when you're going off grid, you don't let people know where you're at now. Only your immediate family or people who are on the same vibrations you are on now. So that, or you do it yourself and cut the land for yourself. When I mean cut the land, cut down the grass, cut out the space that you want to live in. You understand? Cut out everything that you want in that space, even your garden, because you can't let people who are not on the same frequency as you know these things about you. No? And he was grateful for me telling him that, because I give him a deeper insight as to what will transpire if we go down that way now. And he said that he was happy to get the information and, you know, Now he will slow down the approach to cutting the land and paying for it and all these different things, because it's one thing to get it, but not feel into it now before you get it to move forward and listen to your awareness while going forward. Now, the other situation I ended up in was somebody tried to dig up something from my past and throw it at me. But this individual, when he came in my presence, all he was talking about was sex. He's talking about the dogs having sex. He's talking about him having sex. He was talking about having sex with people and doing all kind of thing with them. And I just kind of not engage in that conversation, not engage or not absorb that conversation, and kept on doing what I was doing and not paying attention in detail now. And when I entered this space again, he was in that same mindset, same frame of thinking and all of that. So I didn't go to in his direction and in another space. And he leave from where he was and come in the space that I was in to remind me about an ex that I had engagement with. And he was about sex again. He was like, that particular person get through and all of that. And I was like, let me give you an effective perspective on how or what was going on with him now. And I turned to him and I told him, I said, which one is more important to you? Your penis or your mind? And he couldn't answer me, and I had to answer for him. I said, when you have no mind and it's all in your dick, you're going to make a set of nut heads. And it's like, when I tell him that, he immediately tried to point the finger at me and tell me, oh, I don't need to get upset. But I wasn't upset, even though I could have feel a little bit of my emotion trying to rise in me. I was aware of that. And I told him, and then I am not upset, because the only way you're going to use that term for me is when you feeling it inside yourself, you know. And as he tried to combat me with, I am angry, and now trying to shine a spotlight onto what it is I said about him and making nut heads. He tried to come back to make himself seem like that is not the way or the route or how he feel about himself now. And I had to tell him, I done with you. And that's how I end up cutting off the conversation. So, people will try to infect your life just to make you seem like if who you are now and who you were then is the same person now. And if you're not aware of infective conversations, which you have to cut off, or just before cutting it off, show them the self or allow them to hear the self now. And then cut it off, or cut it off and don't let it go further. and stay within yourself and know that is a whole heap of programming that manifesting itself in front of you, you know. Now, I use effective conversation anyway, both negative and positive, so that I get a wiser perspective across to the individual or the individuals that I am speaking with. Like you beautiful souls, you know. I always say, you don't have to get upset to say what you have to say. But you can't say what you have to say with authority, you know. And also in a loving way that when it registers with whoever you're speaking to or with, that you leave them with something to reflect within. So I say to you, beautiful souls, know the difference between effective conversation and infective conversations and deal with it effectively, because you don't want any lower distortions or frequencies infecting your life, but only putting out high vibrations and receiving high vibrations affecting your life. I am Infinite Life, and I'm only going to share the truth unapologetically. Please tap that like button. If this message resonates with you, share this with someone who needs to hear this. And live effectively onto yourself and onto each other, mindfully, positively, and see how your reality shapes up in infinite beauty. Once again, I am Infinite Life, and I'm only going to share the truth unapologetically out here in the heart of nature, getting my sweat on. Do have a beautiful, spectacular, amazing, wonderful, magical, awesome day, just as you are. I love all of you. Yes, all of you. High vibrational 5D New Earth stars.